OldGuyTalks.com is all about being a better man. Join me on this kick-ass journey. Exclusive stuff for members only in the Old Guy Cave. Opt in now. This is Urs, the Old Guy from www.oldguytalk.com, talking to you from not so sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, sitting outside. There is a little bit of a storm. Going to come in for a short while and then blow out. Speaking of blowing out, Starbucks gets a swift America First kick in the ass. That's right, kick in the ass. They just announced today that they're going to be hiring veterans. You know, a few months ago, they announced that they're going to be hiring refugees, 10,000 of them or so. And apparently, a few of us, like you and me, well, we kind of stopped going to Starbucks as often as we used to. And wow, they actually noticed that our dollars weren't there and that revenues were down. Now, they had some fakey reasons, some fake news reasons about why it was, congestion or whatever. It's always been congested at Starbucks. It hasn't stopped people from going there in the past. But the little boycott turned into a big boycott. And in a reversal, amazing Trumpian reversal, the Starbucks Corporation decided to hire veterans. That's right. Thousands of them over the next several years. And you know what? Whatever it takes, good that it happened. I'm very, very happy. Reversal on their policy of refugee first, and now it's Americans first, baby. Americans first. That's right. So, speaking of Americans first, or not so much first, in Maryland, you've all heard about the rape and sodomization of that 14-year-old girl in a high school by two illegal aliens, ages 17 and 18, that were here illegally. They were admitted to the school as freshmen. That's right, as freshmen in that school. And gosh, don't you think the administrator should notice a little something different? But apparently, the parents aren't too happy with how the school administration is responding to this crisis. And there's lots of protests and lots of complaints being lodged there at the high school. In a tone-deaf move, the Democratic legislature in the state of Maryland has decided to make Maryland a sanctuary state. That's right. Talk about lunacy in the middle of all this. They decided a few days after this tragic and horrific crime occurred, they decided to make Maryland a sanctuary state. Well, fortunately, Governor Larry Hogan, a Republican, is not going to have any of that, and he plans on vetoing. Give that legislation the big V for veto. Veto, that's right. And adding to the shame of this whole incident, mainstream media, libtards, failed on their newscast to mention this. ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN, to no surprise, have failed to mention this as occurred. In other news of refugees, we all know the attack in London at the Parliament occurred, killing several people, including a policeman, who are unarmed in London. What's that all about? I don't know. Gun-free zones, that's right. Most killing occurs in gun-free zones. Well, there's a shocking poll that revealed that almost 4% of Muslims living in England support suicide bombers. Get that. Support suicide bombers. So much for that multicultural experiment that was started a few decades ago in England. I don't think it's working out so well there. And not to be left short here, we have more on the bathroom lunacy that's existing in the United States, where boys and girls can go into bathrooms irrespective of their gender. And so a young teenage man in Boyerton Area High School was changing in the locker room when he saw a young woman there in shorts and a bra watching him change. When he complained to the school administration, Administrator Brett Cooper at the school told the student, I want to quote, to tolerate it and make it as natural as he possibly can. Listen, these people are in our schools controlling the education of our kids. They need to be removed. They need to be removed like a bad mole or cancer. That's right, they need to be removed from schools, and parents need to start taking control of the school and the local school boards and get these loons out of there, out of there. All right. Now, going on to the news of the Unaffordable Care Act, Health Care Act. Apparently there's this 3-bucket strategy that Paul Ryan is proposing. Pass one part, and the other 2 will come later. As we all know, later never happens. And as Senator Ted Cruz and Rand Paul also say, you know, it never happens. You can't get the 8 Democrats that we're going to need to pass the other 2 buckets to happen. You know, it's just lunacy. Go for it. Take it all now. Selling across state lines, tort reform, health savings accounts, all of that should go in one bundle. Do it, Paul Ryan. Maybe the Senate will save you from yourself and the suicide mission you're putting Republicans on and risking their majority in the House of Representatives. Folks, this is all I got. This is Oris Yogai from www.oldguytalks.com signing off. Talk to you later. And remember, create a kick-ass life. Reach out to your representatives and tell them you don't like this bill the way it is. They gotta get their shit together, right? All right. Take care. Opt in and encourage other old guy assholes like you to opt in also.